We are officially tuned in to the Nola Experience podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am here with Mr. Melee, producer and co-host.
What up?
Wagwan Brethren.
Chilling like a villain. You know how I be feeling.
Oh, never heard that one before.
Word. It's my own little shtick.
Oh, that's not a Suffolk County
No,
thing.
no.
Oh, okay. I
That's
thought
that's
that
a
was a
Mr. Melee weirdness.
chilling like a villain.
You know how I be feeling.
You know how I be feeling. Wow. Did you put that in a song?
Yeah, I did.
Because somebody's going to hear it and they're going to use it.
I made a whole song called "Chilling Like a Villain."
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
long time ago.
okay. Because I was kidding. I was, but
I was
um,
not.
well, when you're kidding and somebody's serious, you're like awkward.
Yes,
So
yes.
what is going on? What's happening in the world right now? Where are
Oh,
we?
madness
Man fighting woman, woman fighting man.
every day. This
I go in and out of my dialect, Guyanese, American, Brooklyn, Karen.
Long Island,
And
Long
I put
Island.
something in my story yesterday, and somebody DM'd me like, "What does that mean?" She's like, "I wasn't going to ask, but what does it mean?" And in that moment, I was like, "Damn." I do go in and out of my dialect or accent, and I'm wondering like, do I ever say things and people are like, "What is she saying?" Damn, I hope that doesn't
Probably.
happen here.
No, I grew up around Caribbean people, so
But you're
kind of.
different. You don't count.
Oh, okay, okay.
You don't
Just
count.
people in general.
I'm
Okay.
more thinking of the listeners. Like,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
Guyanese, guys. You're gonna get a word or two that ain't making no sense at all.
What?
So,
Ain't making no sense.
ain't making no sense at all. That's a part of the Nola experience. You're
Ain't
gonna get
making
that
no
suit,
sense
that
at
girl.
all.
Ain't making no sense at all. But it making sense to me.
It make a sense to me too.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
That's funny.
So we're having like issues with you know what's crazy? I was reading something about something on a piece on feminism the other day.
Uh-huh.
I know it's not a popular browser, so when people hear that I use Firefox, they're like, "Why?
Yeah,
Why?"
I've definitely
But
said that.
my son's online curriculum only works on Firefox, so I had
Mhm.
to download it. And in using it, I got used to it. And the homepage always the homepage always has like really good
News.
articles,
Uh-huh.
really good articles. Like, I don't know how they choose these things, but they all resonate with me. But anyway, I was reading a piece on feminism,
Mhm.
and it's funny that I had a random person hit up my Instagram with a comment because I posted something. Let me see if I can pull that up really fast to give you some context. But he got tight. And I'm
You
like, you hmm?
No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm like, you don't follow me. How did you get here?
You always post some very engaging stuff on your page, and I feel like that's how we got here.
True that.
That's how we got right here.
Truth that.
So I was like, yo, you need to do more than IG
Yeah, you did bother me.
with all the
You're like, you
talk.
need to do a podcast. And I was like,
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do this since 2009,
Wow.
but I didn't know I wanted to do a podcast. I didn't know what a podcast was at that point,
Hmm.
but I knew I needed to do something where I could be expressive because I have a lot of things to express. And when
Hmm.
you have that type of energy flowing, something needs to happen with it. Like
Hmm.
the universe did not give me that energy to just look in the mirror and talk to myself. That
Yeah.
looking in the mirror talking all day got old. After a while I'm like, damn girl, we can't keep doing this. So
It's not healthy.
it's healthy when it's done in moderation, but not when it becomes like your whole, like, damn, we all we got.
And yeah, it's healthy only if you don't reply to yourself. Once you answer or start answering yourself,
Shit. But all right.
reflection.
So let me read my post really quickly and then I'm gonna tell you what he said. So did I really start this post with, oh, it's a meme. I'm gonna read the meme and then I'm gonna read the caption. The meme, I created it myself.
Mm,
The meme says, when is the last time you spoke life into a man? And the caption says, before I continue, let me be clear. I do not subscribe to gender competition or separation. I do not subscribe to man bashing. It's become very apparent that it's now up to women to heal the world. There's been an overflow of masculine energy. And if we're paying attention and we're being honest, the results are destructive, chaos, and division. Destruction, that's what I said. But this is so layered because feminine energy needs healing at the moment to counteract what's happened. In any event, the infusion of the goddess will bring construction, order, and unity. It simply starts by being healed, kind, soft, supportive, and strong. We believe the lie that men are so strong they don't need affection, tenderness, or solace. Some of us believe that nagging will make him hear us, attitudes will make him see us, and rudeness will make him touch us. Your
mm,
results will be resentment and more divide. Some of us, including me, didn't experience that in our elders. We came from women who fought all day and weren't taught how to create peace. If you're reading this post and you learned or feel something new, you now have a responsibility. It's up to women to heal the world. First, we must heal ourselves, then pass it on to the man because we can't build without them and they can't build without us.
mm.
Yo, this random ass Karen,
Yeah. And when you say Karen, you mean a black guy.
I mean a white dude,
Oh, white,
he doesn't
white dude.
follow me. I don't see how he's in my network. So I think, and I even asked him in the comments, I was like, how did you find this post? Did you type in divinity or divine feminine?
Hashtag.
Because, mm-hmm, because that's one of the hashtags I used, divine
Mhm.
feminine. Excuse me. So I asked him, is that what you typed in to find me? Because where you come from? Talking about you need to come off of your high horse. And yeah. And I was like, my guy, you don't want it. Don't start with me on no
First line.
clapping because we's bees are clapping back.
Bop, bop. Skip it up, bop, bop.
Yo, he tried to come for me. His name is, anyway, I'm not going to say his name. He said, feminism has manufactured narcissism in women. There are plenty
Mm.
of things women must stop other women from doing that is destructive to children, families, and relationships with men. Get off your high horse.
Ooh.
And I did get a little triggered and
Mm-hmm.
egotistical. So I
Mm-hmm.
responded by saying, you go fetch me a ladder and I'll get off of my high horse.
Oh! Pew, 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 pew. Oh, shit. Oh,
Yeah, that was
clap back
mean.
strong.
That was mean, but
Nah, that
he
was dope.
he did come back with something and then I had a discussion with him like as a black woman, feminism wasn't necessarily made for me.
Uh-huh.
Obviously it definitely benefited us in many ways. People like Sojourner Truth who, you know, it assisted her in having a bigger voice, you know what I mean? And obviously we can't deny the benefits and the things that came from it, but this whole, as a matter of fact, anything that we want, If we overdo it, it's going to get crazy. So the whole feminism thing. All right. We have women who are home making food, keeping a nice home, sexing her man every night no matter how she's feeling, because that's a part of it, right? You make your man happy. You sex your man every night if that's what he wants, because you're a good wife and you're submissive and all this
Oh,
stuff.
I didn't, I
So
didn't, I didn't notice the sarcasm. I was like, yes.
damn, you are approving the point.
I'm totally kidding. Kinda.
Let me make a note because I'm gonna ask you a darn it to hell question. Hold on one darn it second there.
Oh man, I can't believe that this dude.
I'm writing this down real quick because
Well,
I need to come back and ask you a question.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate, but I'm gonna let you finish.
So, like I was saying, the whole feminism movement, obviously, there have been benefits, and based on a conversation we had on another episode about marriage, right? Um, we talked about how anything that you overdo or you do too much can get out of hand. So, a lot of women these days don't really care to get married because they can make their own money and they can create their own opportunities.
Hmm.
Don't need a man, so why get married?
Yeah.
So with the feminism thing, it kind of plays into that as well, where you know the inequality when it comes to wages at work and all of the things women were not able to do back in the day. I
Hmm.
understand how feminism lended to breaking down those walls and breaking those ceilings. I
Uh
get
huh.
that. Well, women still ain't making the money today, right? But
Uh huh.
the point that I'm trying to make is we started running rampant with the shit, right?
Uh huh.
It got crazy. And I understand that part as well. Like I said, anything that you overdo will get out of hand. So it's
Hmm.
gotten to the point where I don't know if you believe this or not. Tell me your thoughts. But we have a lot of people who are homosexuals or have alternative sexual orientations, right?
Hmm.
I believe that some of those people made those choices based on issues that they've had with the opposite gender. And I've witnessed it
Hmm.
with someone who I'm related to. She literally said, I'm done with them. They broke my heart. I'm going to the woman.
Got you.
That's off
Wow.
topic, but the point that I'm trying to make is the whole feminism thing. You know what I mean? It benefited us, but then it also ran rampant. What did you want to ask me?
That the perfect point. Perfect time to interject. So I was gonna ask you, do you feel like any part of his statement is true because of that? Because I feel like there is a part of feminism where it has been taken so crazy and so far to one side where it's been a little detrimental and it has created people like him to say things like that. Do you feel like there is that aspect of it?
Yeah, absolutely. And people who respond like him, most of the time, maybe all of the time, it has nothing to do with feminism, but everything to do with personal experiences that he's had with
Hmm.
women. You know, this really it sounded like someone who was triggered. Something
Hmm.
happened to you. You had an issue with a woman, your mom, an auntie, grandmother, wife, somebody did something that either made you feel inferior or something, because it sounded like a triggered ass response. And
Hmm.
I think that's what happened with him. But yes, it does run rampant to the point where women will openly express. I've heard women say, I don't need no man. That is the biggest lie in history.
Hmm.
Biggest. Because there's a difference between I don't need a man to support me financially. I don't need a man to make me feel whole. But
Mhm.
by nature, you can't survive without a man.
Mhm.
And I am going to say this again. I say it all the time, and I put this disclaimer out there. I'm not throwing shade at anybody, because a lesbian in the room might say, "I don't need a man,"
Uh-huh.
and I don't agree with you. I don't agree with
Who?
that.
Who?
I don't agree with her. I think by nature we need each other. If you
Uh-huh.
can look at our bodies, our shits interlock. Like
Our
we're
shits.
our shits. Our
Yes.
body parts interlock,
We're made for
and
each other.
right, we were made for each other. That whole rubbing business, I don't know how it happens. Again,
Oh, you about to get
no shade. I'm not against it. You know,
them alphabet people about to come for you.
I'm waiting for them and I will go with them. And guess what? Let me make my announcement. I am I am no longer avoiding wearing clothes with the rainbow on it. Darn it to freaking hell.
Yeah.
How
Uh,
dare y'all hijack the whole entire damn rainbow?
uh
And if I put it on, I'm going to have some chick running me down. No, don't come for me. I'm allowed to wear the rainbow,
Of
and
course.
I'm going to start doing it.
Of course.
Scared though. I'm
Nobody's
scared.
denying you the access to wear the
They are,
rainbow.
but they created this narrative now that if I throw a rainbow on, wow, I didn't know Nola was gay.
Yeah.
Well, motherfucker, I didn't know either. Mind your business. But anyway, gender roles.
Uh-huh.
I think it brings us to that.
Yeah. How important do you think gender roles are in this society? Should we have them? Should we rid them? Because a lot, especially nowadays, people are really gung ho about stripping everyone of gender roles. There's no gender, which is weird because there's people. I feel like the same people who wants to strip down gender roles are the same people who want you to acknowledge them as a certain gender or an alternative gender.
We don't believe you. You need more people.
We don't
What is
believe you.
what is you? No, you know what? I believe that, well, the word gender in itself, I feel that brings on an issue. Just the word gender, it brings an issue. And I don't feel like people should be boxed into being obligated to perform a set of tasks
Mm,
because they're a certain gender, right?
mm.
Um, however, however,
Where do we draw that line?
it comes right back to what I was saying earlier about that feminine energy.
Hmm.
We encounter so many issues when we lean towards one side too much. You can't have overwhelming feminine energy. You cannot. It does not balance things out. If you look at plants, if you look at fruit, if you look at animals, there's a male and female. Once in a while, you'll find something, an organism that's asexual or it's both genders, whatever. But for the most part, when you look at the standard in nature, we
Hmm.
have a balance,
Yes.
and there's a reason for that. Um, the masculine energy, in my opinion, based on my experiences, that's what this podcast is about. It's about experiences, right? Based on what I have seen in my lifetime. And anybody who wants to deny this, debate this, come on, I'm waiting. This world is completely off balance. Society out of balance. And it's really because there is an overwhelming masculine energy, not enough feminine energy. And the women who feel like, I don't need a man and I can do bad all by myself, and um It's Father's Day. I play the role of mother and father. You know what? You're creating more of an issue. You're adding to the issue because there is no such thing as a woman being a mother and a father. It's impossible. You can't. You can't replace somebody's dad. Maybe what
Mm-hmm.
you mean to say is, wow, because I'm alone, I now have an overwhelming amount of tasks. I now have to pick up where this guy is supposed to be,
Mm-hmm.
supporting me. I get that, but you cannot say, and we need to stop the narratives of saying, okay, I'm the daddy and the mama. You're not. It's not possible. That's one thing. Of course, the other thing is women saying, I don't need a man. I can do bad all by myself. Why would I have you around messing with me and hurting my feelings and breaking my heart if I can just be sad all by myself? Because you're choosing the wrong guys. And if you're choosing the wrong people, there's something about you that needs to be addressed. It has nothing to do with gender. So, once again, I feel like the world is too overwhelmed with masculine energy and it causes too much friction. That's why we have so much destruction. That's why we have so much chaos. There's a lot of greed. There's a lot of, and I'm not in any way saying that the masculine energy is a greedy one. I'm not saying men are greedy, but it's pretty much a side effect of having things out of balance. Now, where the goddess, the woman, that feminine energy, where that comes in, don't get it twisted. Um, just because the feminine energy is nurturing and it balances out that hard, rigid masculine energy, doesn't mean that women are. I don't want to use the word soft because soft is precisely what I mean. Women are soft, but we're not pushovers. We're not weak. You know what I mean? That softness, to me, my softness is my superpower. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't get to experience it because when I do step into certain spaces, like if you've ever experienced me as your employer, if you're someone who's worked with me, you've probably only seen me operate a certain way because there's a certain level of energy that you have to exude as a boss. You know what I mean? And sometimes, I'm not going to lie, it takes you a little bit over into the masculine realm. And a lot of these women who are CEOs and um, top level business women, they have to battle in boardrooms, on the floor, and in the business world with a lot of men all the time. And
Uh-huh.
sometimes we have to kind of shift our energy field to meet them where they're at so that they can
Yeah.
hear us, right?
Yeah.
And when you're consistently doing that, this is your everyday life, it's your career. Sometimes you bring that home. Sometimes it becomes you. That energy completely overwhelms you. And then now you're out of balance. So that's
Mm.
when you'll see a woman who, and I've been there. And I told my boyfriend that I was like, I really need, when I am not at work, like I barely want to talk about work when I'm home because I want to leave that energy there. And
Yeah.
I really just want to focus on chilling and tapping into that other side because you
Yeah.
do become off balance. It's
Uh-huh.
stressful. It literally leaves trauma in your body.
Uh-huh.
It's a whole other topic there, but it happens. So I do believe that, for lack of a better word, I'm going to use gender, but I do believe that those both energies are important and we do have roles that we need to play within those energies. But when it comes to business, making money and career and stuff like that, performing everyday tasks at home, cooking, cleaning, whatever, anybody can do that.
Mm.
But there's a divine energy that only a man can bring into the picture, and there's a divine energy that only a woman can bring to the table.
Mm.
So if that doesn't resonate and people hear that and they're like, what the fuck is she talking about? It's you, boo. It's not me.
Yeah.
There's some
Yeah.
stuff that you need to find out and figure out.
Yeah. I think that That's what it comes down to, that balance of energy. And when I don't know about you, I'm pretty sure you feel the same way, but when you say masculine and feminine, it doesn't necessarily mean male and female. It's just the energy. Energy is
Energy.
energy. So
Yep.
I think a lot of the times, and especially like you see certain people, like you can tell they have more masculine energy, even if it's a
Absolutely.
female, or more feminine energy,
Absolutely.
even if it's a male. And I have a hard time, and I feel like maybe this is where the lines they are getting blurred. If there is a difference between gender and sex, because I know sex as to be what we're born with, the biology, excuse me, our biology, what we are born with, the male or female parts. But now the lines seem to be getting blurred with gender. Gender is now becoming this obscure word that can mean so many things, and that's uh, much broader than male and female, masculine and feminine. It's like, what do they call it? A spectrum. That's what they say. A
Yeah.
spectrum. It's a
Yeah.
spectrum now. So,
And
uh,
spectrum goes right back to the darn it rainbow.
yeah, that's why I gotta rub my temple, because then it starts getting like, all right.
Yeah, there we do have a lot of different ways of identifying each other now.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not against anything. You know, if you want to identify yourself as a tree, if you think you're dirt, if you think you're the moon, whatever you are, I'm with it. You know, the only thing that I ask of, the people who feel like I'm not going to be suppressed and I'm not going to be placed in a box of male or female, the only thing that I ask is don't be triggered and don't be angry and act crazy. If I see you out, you're not wearing a name tag, you don't have it on your hat,
Uh-huh.
you're not carrying a sign that says please do not refer to me as him, please do not refer to me as her. I do not identify with those things. How are we supposed to know that? You
Yeah.
know?
That angers me a lot too, because it's like, you, as someone who is obviously, these people are learning about themselves.
Mhm.
They're learning about themselves currently in this new age, and everyone being open, which is beautiful.
Yeah,
So at the same time, we are learning. We are
absolutely.
learning. This is something that's new. People were prosecuted for stepping out and saying that they wanted to be the opposite gender or the opposite sex,
Yeah.
or having, you see these crazy things that people having sex with inanimate objects, and you know it's becoming a little more acceptable now, and we're all learning about this. So it infuriates me when people get frustrated at people who don't know what the heck you're talking about, or who pronounce your gender. It's like, yo, this is something that's brand new. Maybe the generation behind us, the generation or two that are coming up, will be able to more relate with it.
Mhm.
But us who have grown up our whole lives with knowing that there's only two genders, you got to give us a little bit of slack.
Yeah.
You can't turn up so much. And a
Yeah.
lot of people turn all the way up on
Yeah.
trying to correct people or try to be
Yeah.
super, you know, PC. It's like,
And when they
chill.
do that, when they do that, it causes the other people to become super defensive because
Yep.
now I'm feeling attacked. Like,
Yes.
did I miss the memo? Did you send me an email?
Uh
Did
huh.
you inform us by mail? Like,
Yeah.
what happened?
Hmm. and they
you
want you to
know.
be educated and informed, but there's so many things happening. There's so everything is changing so fast
Mhm.
nowadays. It's like, how can we keep up with all of this?
Mhm.
You just got to give people slack. If they don't understand, it's okay. But I've seen like videos of people turning up like, he called me, he called me. I'm like,
Because that's what you are. You can't be mad at me because I didn't get the memo.
mm,
We don't know what you are just by looking at you, because over the last 1,000 year, how many years has it been? We've been referring to you as he and she.
mm-hmm.
Cut us some
And
slack.
all of these things that we use to identify that
Yes.
hair and boobs and all those lines are getting blurred now. It's guys who got boobs. It's dudes. Well, I got long hair, but like, dressing like women, it's all these things that we've used to identify sex and gender, and now those lines are getting blurred and people are getting frustrated that we can't tell the difference, or we can't identify them properly, or how they would like to be identified. It's like, it's a little
See,
ridiculous.
when it comes to the gender role thing and what each sex is supposed to be doing, or each gender is supposed to be doing, excuse me, um I do feel like there are certain things that you cannot argue with when it comes to nature, right? Like breast.
Mm-hmm. There's no way to fake that. I mean, you can fake the way it looks, but you can't fake the operation of it,
Breasts
the way
were
that it
made
works.
breasts were divinely made for a specific purpose.
Super facts.
So when you put that on your body, are you officially female now?
Oh, it's what you identify as, and that's fine if that's what you would like to identify as. But we have to identify you as that because you say so.
That's what I'm trying to ask right now. Like, you know, like I said before, I'm with it. Whatever you identify as, I'm cool with it. Educate me, let me know,
Hmm.
and I will reroute my narrative. That's cool.
Yeah.
Or how I addressed you, but
Yeah.
um you can't be mad at the whole world. Like,
Exactly.
are we all supposed to accept that we've always known you as one thing and now you have breasts?
Hmm.
That's a tricky thing. And I get it. We all want acceptance. That's one of our natural needs as humans. We want to be accepted by each other. We want to be wanted. We want to be loved, right?
Uh,
So if I throw some titties on knowing I'm a dude and nobody likes it, yeah, I'm going to feel some type of way. Totally get it. But
yeah, I gotta
um
understand. Listen, alphabet people. Black people been fighting to be considered human for how long? Just to be considered human. Like we're the same as everyone else, equal. We're still fighting for it. So y'all gotta be more patient.
so
We
you
got we
think
got we gotta deal with this thing
you think
first.
that you think that there should be turns, like it should be in order?
Turns. Um no, not really, because not really. It just all I'm just saying is just be patient, because obviously there's no timeline or when and how this should happen, because obviously it's going to get there, and when it gets there it'll be great, but it's just going to take time. I just said that to say that, listen, look how long it took, or it's taking, for this to be accepted.
And it definitely there definitely has been an accelerated progress with gay rights,
Yes.
in relations to race rights, civil
Yes.
rights. And you know
Mhm.
what's crazy? That's also another issue between black men and women, because when the feminist movement really started hitting for black women, when black women decide, first of all, it started with, educated white career women saying we're not being paid the same, and it trickled down into all the different issues that women have in relations to inequality, gender inequality. But everything that they fought for was, well, most of the things they fought for initially was only things that white women could relate to, educated, career minded white women.
Mhm.
The black woman, poor colored women, were not immigrants, were not a part of that at all, right?
Mhm.
Um, but then when black women found a window to jump in, and we started saying we're feminists, we want this and we want that,
That's
there
a
was
jump start.
still there was still the race issue, there was still the civil rights issue. So
Uh-huh.
then the black men and the women were at odds with each other, because we have to choose, do you want woman rights or do you want black rights?
Mm,
And I think that conversation happened too between us, where we had to say which one comes first.
mm,
Are we going to put it in order? Who's going to wait? Are we going to focus on rights for women, or are we going to focus on rights for black people? Which one do you think is the most important one, or
uh,
should be focused on first? Civil rights, rights for black people, or
well, if you look at, and I'm so bad with years and numbers,
yeah,
so forgive me, but if you look at the way that it happened, even if you think about the right to vote, so women's right to vote versus black people's right to vote, because there was a point women didn't have the right to vote, and obviously black people didn't have the right to vote. But we black people put that fight up first. It wasn't the women fighting for their right to vote first. It was black people fighting for the right to vote. And then I think white women were like, "Wait, y'all getting the niggas to vote before us?" So then that's when that fight came up. Like, no, if the black people are gonna be able to vote, then we got to be able to vote too. And obviously, when white women say, obviously that includes all women. So, because that's going to include all black people, because we are fighting for all black people. It's not black men. We're saying black people need the right to vote. And then I think white women stood up like, no, they're going to get the right to vote before us.
Karen,
Karens came like, wait, word? They're going to get
that's a
the right to
joke.
vote before us?
That's a joke, y'all.
And no, it's real though. Like they stood up like women need the right to vote. And then that's kind of how it happened in sequence. So if you think of it like that, I feel like black people need to come first.
Absolutely agreed. Because
Black
at the
people.
yeah,
You
at
know what
the
I mean?
end of
Not
the
black
day,
men.
um, at the end of the day, you know, I don't like the idea of choosing one or the other. Unfortunately, we are in a society where we do have racism, classism, sexism,
Mm-hmm.
and now genderism.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but at the same time, if we did have to put up a soul fight, one strong fight, we would have to do it as a family.
Yeah.
Let's get the family solid, let's get everything good for the whole foundation,
Uh-huh.
and then let's focus on, and that's hypothetical, because I don't even like the idea of having to choose, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh. I
I
mean,
don't.
we got more numbers in that way anyway. So it'll be quicker, it'll be easier because we're obviously there's more black people than there is just black women. So like
Ashe.
we could, like you said, is we're better in numbers. So let's go in the numbers, fight for this thing first, and then we'll pull up the smaller numbers up little by little. That's the same thing even with the LGBTQ movement, it's the same thing. Like this black movement should be premier, because obviously there's people dying on both sides. The
Yeah. It's unfortunate
LGBTQ.
that there's even conversations about choosing who to give rights to. It sucks.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like,
You know who to
dang,
blame?
coronavirus.
Corona, coronavirus.
Let me
Yeah.
ask you a question. I know you don't know the answer. I'm asking you anyway.
Okay.
How many sexual orientations are there?
No idea.
I don't even think the sexual orientationers who make this shit up know.
I don't even know if I can't even give you a rough estimate.
If I give you a number, I'm going to shock you. The
You have a
number,
number?
I have an estimate
Okay.
because in different conversations and doing research, I've actually seen and heard of different numbers.
So you've collected, this is your own personal collection of orientations that you've made this list.
No, I don't collect orientations. I just need one for myself.
Okay. No, I'm saying
I'm
like the
I'm
number
I'm,
you
I'm
about to
being an
give me.
asshole.
Oh,
I'm kidding. But just from listening to different conversations, I'm like, what? How many? Doing research, I've heard 58. I've heard 75. Exactly. Like who, where? Who and where? We all there. Is we all
I don't
there?
even know
Let me tell
how.
you a few. Hold on. I'm going to pull some up right this moment.
Yeah.
This one I've heard pansexual, sexual, pansexual, when you are attracted to all genders and or do not concern gender when you are attracted towards someone. Shit sounds like bi.
But well, this is the thing, because now if you're saying if they're saying there's more than two genders,
Facts, right?
then it's not bi.
Ah, Shay.
But I mean,
Oh.
technically it is, because to to us it's only two. So technically it is it is bi, but
That's my face I make when I know you're coming for me and I'm like, but I'm still standing by it. Okay, polysexual. I'm going to ask you about polygamy in a second. Hold on, I'll be right back.
okay.
Polysexual, when you are attracted to many genders. Oh my God, my brain. My brain is like, what is happening?
That sounds like the last one you just said.
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right.
So
No judging, no judging.
here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read the definition and then you tell me what it sounds like to you. And then if it matches what I'm thinking, then I'm going to give you the thumbs up because I'm not going to say what I'm thinking. All right.
Okay.
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 Monosexual. Being attracted to only one gender. I'm sorry.
You
Sorry.
mean
Being attracted to only one gender.
you mean heterosexual?
It could mean that you're gay.
Oh, okay, yes, that's true.
But why did we need okay. Okay. Allosexual.
Oh.
When you are not asexual, attracted to at least one gender.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say fucking plants.
Melee, did
Oh
that
man,
sound like
that took you
somebody was
two
fucking an
seconds.
aloe? It sounded like
It
somebody
took you two
you
seconds to get it though.
no, that took me 2 minutes. Androsexual, being attracted to masculine gender presentation. That's so important. Presentation. That's the key word.
Masculine gender presentation.
Presentation. So it could be I am a lesbian and I like women who look like men.
Uh-huh.
Is
But
that
could
what
you
that? But because it
but
says gender presentation,
yeah.
that's what that is.
If it's saying gender presentation though, if you're a man who's like manly, would they be attracted to them?
That was what I was
If
thinking
your
in my head.
presentation is masculine, Does it matter if you're male or female?
I think when you're masculine, you don't have a presentation. That's just you. I don't know. We need to find some guests.
Lines are blurred.
Gynosexual. What do you think a gynosexual is? Gyno. Gyno.
Uh, you're attracted to vagina.
See? That's what I was thinking too, right?
No.
Being attracted to feminine gender presentation.
Uh,
Questioning.
Gem. Okay.
Questioning.
Questioning what?
That's the orientation. Questioning.
That's the orientation.
Questioning.
That's what it's called.
Questioning.
What is the definition of this?
People who are debating their own sexuality and gender.
Is that what the Q stands for in LGBTQ?
I thought Q was queer.
I thought so too, but now I'm questioning.
I see what you did there. Asexual. Okay. Not experiencing sexual attraction. Note that you can also be aromantic, and you do not necessarily have to be asexual and aromantic at the same. You know what, guys? Guys, guys, guys.
Come on, you gotta understand. This is a
There's
lot.
okay. Demisexual. I already like this one, and I don't even know what it means, but I like it. I think that's me.
Demisexual?
Yeah. But let me see what it is first. Hold on. When you only experience sexual attraction after forming a strong emotional bond first or a romantic bond. Well, darn, that's not me. I thought it had something to do with demigods.
You know what?
No, I
I
know what
get,
you're going to say.
what,
No.
what, what, what do you think I'm gonna say?
When you only experience sexual attraction after forming a strong emotional bond first or a romantic bond.
Uh-huh.
That kind of makes sense for people who are saying things like, I am not going to jump out the window or have sex with you before we date or before we're serious. That's not the
Uh-huh.
same, because it's basically saying you're not attracted to them at all. This is an emotional thing. So before we
Mm-hmm.
sit down and get to know each other and become friends and actually form a strong bond, that's the key word in there, strong bond.
Mm-hmm.
Before any of that happens, I don't even feel a tingle in
You're
my
invisible in your
whatever
parts.
vaginal. You're not attracted.
Hmm.
Wow,
I kinda, I
this
don't
is
know, like
interesting.
it's interesting, and I think I don't really see the issue in people wanting to have a a label for their, I guess, the way that they feel.
I'm with it too.
I mean, I'm just against people wanting to put that idea on other people.
I am against people becoming angry and aggressive when we're not educated. We don't
Exactly.
know. You just made this shit up last night.
Or maybe some people don't want the label. What if you don't want the label? Like, no, this is, I don't care what like, because I don't care what the title for what my sexual orientation is. I just want to be. What about that idea? What about those people? Because I feel the same way. Like, I've heard this term sapiosexual for a long time, like being attracted with someone's mind, and I was like, that's a cool idea, but I don't care to have that title. I mean, I don't care to call myself a sapiosexual or have people refer to me as a sapiosexual. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. So don't try to force that idea on me. Like,
Does it matter to
this is
you
what it
if
is.
does it matter to you if people get it right that you're hetero?
No,
Is it
no.
okay if people say I think you're gay. Are you gay? Like, have you ever had people ask you your orientation and how did you feel about that?
Yes, I have, and I don't mind it because I know who I am at the end of the day.
And
So
also, they don't.
yeah, yeah,
That's the thing.
and they don't.
They don't.
Yes,
And
and
there's
they
no way
don't.
of no. People get it twisted too. Do you feel like a person with um characteristics that are generally connected to the opposite gender? Because we're still going with the two, right? Male, female,
We are.
right? If you experience someone who exudes energy or behaves a certain way that's usually connected with the other gender, do you automatically assume you know that person's sexual orientation? Like if you see a woman who's, dresses the way men typically dress or vice versa, do you
Hmm.
think he has to be gay, she has to be gay?
Yes, I do. Is that right? No, but it's what
That's
I
what it's
mean.
always been.
Yeah, that's what it's been. This is
That's
what
what it's
we've
always been. And
been raised to believe, that men wear this, women wear this.
yeah, and then when, we're also trained from the day we're born, from the moment you come out,
Uh-huh.
all of your baby clothes, if you're a girl, it's pink. Your room is pink. If you're a
Mm-hmm.
guy, if you're a boy, blue.
Uh-huh.
People start buying you trucks. If
Mm-hmm.
you're a boy, people start buying you action figures. If you're a girl, of course you get the dolls, and we soak that up.
Uh-huh.
We believe it. You know what I mean? What do we do with that if you become an adult now and then you're like, "Yo, I'm female, but I don't like the fucking pink. Stop
Mm-hmm.
giving me pink.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear a dress. I just want to wear sneakers and jeans and t-shirts all day long."
Uh-huh.
People on the outside now, because we're used to that whole programming, because we got it too when we were born, we're going to think this person is a homosexual.
Mm-hmm.
And the homosexual, the orientation has nothing to do with gender.
Mm-hmm.
That's the crazy part. It has nothing to do with how this person looks at all. It's
Yeah.
everything to do with who they're attracted to and what they do in their bedroom. Who someone is attracted to and what they do in their bedroom affects so much in society. And it's literally something that's happening in someone's personal life, a small part of their personal life. And it really affects. Look, we're talking about it in a fucking podcast.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Do you believe that? Do you believe that we should be uh, um do you should believe, like, for the color thing, and for instance, do you believe that you should be assigning your children colors from when they're born?
No, I don't. But it happened with my son. I didn't go out and say, let me get him a bunch of blue stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When I had my baby shower, it was a big ass baby shower. We had so many gifts that we needed three vehicles to bring the gifts to the house. And everything was blue. Everything was blue.
Yeah.
Everything was blue or white or reflected what these people thought he should be
Mm-hmm.
wearing. I did not object to it. Like there was nothing in me at the time that felt like, why did y'all do this? But I
Yeah.
did notice that you and Ivory, you guys didn't do the whole pink and blue thing for your baby shower.
Yeah, we decided to switch it up, partly because of this conversation and this idea that,
Really?
yeah, definitely, because I mean, I don't think that I believe the same way. I don't think that you should, because he's a boy or because they're a girl, they have to wear pink, or like, why can't girls like blue? Why can't boys like pink? Why can't girls play with trucks? I mean, it's like to me, that idea, especially as children, you shouldn't be trying to put that on them as children. So I mean, we didn't go too far. We went green and yellow instead of like the blue and pink, but that was definitely part of it. Like, dang, like why is it pink and blue? Like,
Yeah.
obviously that's obviously when you see pink and blue, that's way to on the other ends of the spectrum, girl and boy.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what, let's obscure it a little bit. Let's do green and yellow.
I
And
love it. It definitely stood out to me. I meant to ask you that.
yeah, it was
And
that was purposeful for that purpose.
yeah, I love that. I think it's really important. And I always ask, like, if a baby comes into the world, with no prior knowledge of the constructs that we've created and we carry out, and you don't tell this child that trucks are for boys, Barbie
Mhm.
dolls are for girls, pink, blue, all of
Mhm.
that, pants, dress, all of that, what would that person choose?
Mhm.
If we don't give them an assignment, if we don't shove them onto one side, what would they choose?
That's what I would like to know too, and that's what I'm definitely going to do with my daughter. I would like to present her with the options and see what she chooses. I don't want to be able to, first of all, I don't even like the idea of giving girls babies.
Babies, just
I hate that idea of
same,
giving girls toy
same.
babies.
And then
It's so ridiculous.
it starts, like I said before, we start training from young, right?
Yeah.
You're already learning how to take care of a baby.
Hmm. And it's almost like putting in the idea like this is what you're
That's
made
your
for.
job.
Yeah, this is what you do. It's like,
And your
no.
man is out in his truck driving all day with his
Uh-huh.
blue suit.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
basically
no.
what
So
that.
what, men can't take care of babies? What the hell?
Not really. So some y'all be fucking up. I'm kidding.
Yeah, we fuck it up.
Some of
But
y'all, oh Lord, oh God, man. Oh,
yeah, I'm learning.
but men are phenomenal in everything that you guys do. But obviously you will screw up taking care of a baby because when you came out, nobody gave you a doll.
True.
We've been practicing this since we could grab things.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
really.
we have a head start on that part.
True.
And this doesn't mean that y'all can drive better.
Well, if you're saying, if you're from your perspective, you're saying that because you guys were raised with dolls, baby dolls, you got a head start. So on this end, we were raised with trucks, car toys. We got a
But
head
you
start.
guys are not
We
better
got a head start. We
drivers.
got a head start.
You want to know what's crazy? Um, Many years ago, I did research on this, and you can look this up right now if you want to. I did research on this because I had to take a defensive driving course, and I learned that statistically, men lie, women lie, numbers don't, right?
Hmm.
Statistically, women are better drivers.
So what are they saying? Like they get in less accidents?
Absolutely. Most accidents are caused by men.
I
Most
believe
people
that.
who are killed on the streets are killed by men,
I
male
believe that.
drivers. And I think it's because a lot of men, not all, of course, there are many men who feel like if you are an aggressive driver, people think that aggressive means you can drive. It doesn't. Aggressive means that you just like
Hmm.
swaying and shit. It
Hmm.
doesn't mean that you have great handle of the car, and it doesn't mean that you are an intuitive driver, because driving is not just about turning the wheel really hard and being able to get through midtown Manhattan at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Hmm.
That's not all there is to it. It's really creating a space so that other drivers feel safe as well, and other
Yes.
drivers understand what you're doing. Uh, are you
Hmm.
ever driving and you're like, what is he doing? We shouldn't be that confused about what's happening on the road. Like, we should all have this unspoken language, like, okay, this person is about to merge left. This is what
Yes.
I do.
And that makes
And
you a better driver.
absolutely. And but that's how y'all is. We love y'all.
Yeah.
We love y'all.
You're
We
right.
come to the hospital and visit you when you bang up your head or
Yeah.
whatever.
You're right.
We love y'all. But whether we like it or not, there are gender roles,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no way of pulling out of that right now. I do believe that with all of these different orientations and different mind views that are penetrating society right now, I do believe that in the far future, these gender situations are going to look very different from how they're looking today. I don't want to predict anything in
Mm-hmm.
particular, but what I will say is everything that we are ooh, ah, and shocked about right now, there will
Mm-hmm.
be a time when we're gonna be like, oh, that's my girl, it's my girl Laura. She a demi.
Yeah, she fucks trees.
She fucks aloes.
We going to hell.
Yo, if you have ever seen an aloe, do not do
Uh-huh.
it.
I know.
Do
I
not,
have aloe.
don't, unless you, never mind.
Don't even. In conclusion.
Never mind.
In conclusion, gender roles.
In conclusion, stay away from the aloes unless you slice the skin off and you mash it up and put it on your skin, or you throw it in a smoothie.
I like that.
We are about to wrap up. We're done with the gender roles.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to say anything before I close out?
Um yes, I hope that we do I say this? Yeah, no, I do hope that we did not offend anyone.
We
Um
will. We have.
yeah, even if we did, that wasn't the intent.
We're not
Excuse me.
malicious. We're
Yeah,
nice.
it wasn't the intent to offend anyone by this conversation. It literally is just a conversation, and we would love to hear back from people so that we can be more educated about the different type of gender roles and what people think. But like I said, patience. You guys got to
Yeah,
have
we're
patience.
learning.
We're learning, and everyone is learning about this
Even
new.
y'all learning. Y'all
Even
don't know
y'all
what y'all
learning.
is.
We all learning, and that's what it
And
comes down to.
you know what? Let me just come out and say it right now. Let me just tell the world that I'm vegan.
Ooh,
Ah,
the V word.
carrots.
Uh-huh.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in once again to the Nola Row Experience podcast. We will be back again, offending people, not offending people. But we
Deep
hope
ending.
that regardless of how you feel, you understand that we're not coming from a malicious place. It's all love, it's all experience, and
Facts.
we're all doing it together. We're all experiencing this together. I'm experiencing you, you're experiencing me. And please go over to the YouTube channel, like, subscribe, comment, and be nice. Don't leave no comments because I'll be clippity clapping back.
You've heard her clapbacks. It's for real deal.
Mwah.
Peace.